Have you ever wished that you could go back and relive the Cold War?
No, I haven't.
Well, then
Why?
you're in the minority. Because we've got a game to talk about.
What?
Twilight
the Cold War?
Struggle. That's
I love
right.
the Cold War. What up, guys? I'm Ben,
And I'm Tommy,
and we've been talking games.
and we are talking about, you guessed it, Twilight Struggle.
The myth, the legend. I was gonna say the man, the myth, the legend.
It is not a man.
Nope.
But it is
Game.
quite a myth. It is quite a popular,
Yeah,
what is it, number 2, number 3?
I think it's 4 now. But-
Really?
Well, that's only because of Gloomhaven and
Gloomhaven.
Pandemic Legacy over the last 2 years.
That's true. Well, I don't know if we should go over the rules.
No,
It's kind
we will,
of, there's some card play,
yes, card play,
card drawing,
where the cards
area control.
affect both you and your opponent depending on who and when you play it.
It's so unique.
But you're controlling areas on the board. There are cards that will
I
trigger
say that a
scoring, and you're forced to play these cards for better or worse. They're going to get played, and you'll score for different areas based on the amount of control you have. And there's some predictability to it in the way that decks kind of run out and then reshuffle and go through again, and which deck the events come in. But it's random as to when they'll be.
This is a really interesting game.
The design is, I think, superb. It's
First of all, a designed 2-player game that's area control.
that does it beautifully.
It does do a really good job of it. Like, it's not like most area control games where you're like, I'll put 7 guys here, I'll put 8 guys, I'll put 9 guys, I'll put 10. I mean, it has that,
Yeah.
but at some point you're just like,
The cost is too great.
I'm backing out.
Yeah.
This isn't benefiting me at all.
Well, it gives you that Cold War feel almost. It's like, who's going to cave first? You're kind of
Yeah.
tug-of-warring over the area, and it's like, I'm done.
I think
I'm
the
out.
most unique aspect of this game is the card play, because you can't just, well, I'm not going to play this card because it's going to benefit him. No, you will be playing that card at some point.
So you-
And if you think you're
yeah.
going to be like, no, I'll just hold on to this the whole game, you'll get a card that's like, well,
That's
I
worse.
can't play that one.
Which do we know which is the better of the two? So,
Yeah.
But yeah, you're holding one card from round to round. That's the most you can hold. And then you can discard one to do the space race. But that's it. And when you draw 5 cards that are going to benefit your opponent, you're like, shoot, this round is not about me doing well. It's about me making sure that I don't help him too much.
That's right.
And it kind of changes that
Yeah.
momentum swing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you never know. Did your opponent just draw 5 cards that are going to benefit you? So now the
I feel
entire
like
round-
the game, the cards are pretty well, I don't want to say balanced. I do feel that the game is pretty balanced. I think when we played, you said the USSR
has the advantage,
has the
first
advantage
half.
in the beginning.
And then it shifts.
And then it shifts,
Longer
yeah.
the game goes, yeah.
I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. Again, it's only my first
Statistics.
play, but
Statistics
I
show,
believe it.
yeah.
I believe it. I felt
Well,
like
the
I had a
research.
really upper hand early on in the game.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I feel like, there were turns when I was like, I have a crap hand. You're like, I have a crap hand. I'm like, that's not possible. And then you would play cards. You'd be like, that was a good card. What are you talking about? That's not crap. And then the
But it
rest
was
of your...
one of my 2 good
Yeah,
cards. you know?
exactly. So I feel like no matter what, like there's never a hand, and I'm sure there's exceptions, but you will never get a hand where you're like, this is amazing.
Yeah. no.
I'm gonna win this round.
But you know that if you have that hand the next round,
Yeah,
it's going to
exactly.
be the complete opposite.
Exactly.
So- But yeah, I think it does that push and pull as a tug-of-war game, because that's what victory points are, right?
Yeah.
It's not we're each
It's
independently
literally-
scoring our points.
Right.
It's
If
every
I
point-
score, I'm taking points away from you.
Yep, and you're
it might not
sliding
even
up or
give me
down
any
this track.
points.
Yeah, and so the whole game is like this. Oh, he's pulling further away. I can pull it back, but then I've
Right.
still got to get it to the beginning point, and then start going my direction.
Yep.
So it gives that interesting with the areas and how you're pulling and taking people's influence off. And
Those scoring rounds are pretty unique.
yeah,
I use that word so much. I don't know what else.
life is unique.
Well, I mean, so there's a few scoring rounds that only happen once, and they get discarded once
There's
they're
only
played.
one.
Southeast Asia.
Southeast Asia is the
Yeah.
only one, yeah. But the rest of them get shuffled back in, and
They
you
get shuffled
don't
back
know
in.
when they'll come back.
But
up.
they will. I want to say they will. Each one will at least get scored twice.
should should, if you don't end the game preemptively.
Right, exactly. So you get the card and you're like, oh, cool. You have to play it that round. You can't hold on to it.
It's going to get played.
It's going to get played. So you're like, do I wait till the end or do I score it now where I know that I'm going to get points?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, usually if you were in that situation, you probably would.
Yeah.
But
it's like I'm one battleground away from.
Yeah, if you
know,
and if you start building it up, your opponent's like, well, that's getting scored.
Got that scoring card. I got to stop.
I got to start building out.
But at the same time, you don't have that scoring card, and if you're sure that your opponent doesn't either, you can start putting influence in these areas. And he's like, crap, he's got that scoring card.
Yes.
And in the back of your mind, you're like slowly working over, and Asia as he's like totally throwing everything to the Middle East. There's a lot of bluffing, as you're trying to persuade your opponent that you're going to do one thing or not do one thing.
Yes.
And they're trying to counterbalance that with what they're doing. It's cool.
Now I think that some of the snowballing is because I do think that this game can snowball.
How so?
Well, if
you don't get benefits from being in first.
No, but it's harder to when it comes to area control. I mean, if I'm controlling more areas, I need to now be using more influence to come back. And I'm not saying that you can snowball. It's not easy to snowball.
No.
But I think that snowballing is impeded by the what's it called? The coup.
Yes.
The reformation or whatever it's called.
Yeah, it's where the reformation takes away their influence. The coup can actually take away theirs and add yours.
Right, exactly. So, yeah. And I think that kind of balances out that snowball. However, and this is my biggest complaint about the game.
And I knew this going into the game when we played it.
You did. Now I want to say this before I say anything else. The card play of this game is very cool. It works. I don't love it because of, I don't know, being forced to play something, and I understand the tacticality. That's
the tension that it creates.
Yeah, I understand, like, oh man, I can't play this, I have to play this. And then you play it and you get screwed over. But I don't necessarily love that, and I don't love rather the it's killing me.
That's how great the game is. At a loss for words.
That's right. No, the okay. I don't like the dice rolling for one. The dice rolling is the worst part about the game, in my opinion. And maybe this is a once in a while kind of occurrence, but when we played the game, I think I had one good dice roll. And I had a lot of dice rolls.
Maybe more so than he should have had.
Maybe so, but when you're attacking me, and I need to roll, and I
didn't do the Reformation but more than once or twice. These
are
rolls
but
that
both
you were
times
independently doing.
This is true, but I have to go on the space race. I have to move up on the space race. Otherwise, you're playing 2 a game, and just destroying me, and you're not giving me any benefits.
But that's also influence I'm not adding to the board.
I don't think that's a fair argument. You playing 2 cards to get away. Here's a card that's worth 3, great. But you throw it away and don't give me the amazing benefit that comes with it. I think you're really coming out on top, even if you missed that roll. Both times, you're still getting rid of a card that could really help me. And I think that the space race being affected by that, and the coup, and it's a big part of the game. Both the space race and the coups and the reformations. And if you get screwed over on those dice rolls, I think that it really impacts the game.
My counter argument to that is, you know your target roll and everything that you're doing, and so it's not like a total luck of the draw type thing. Okay, I need to roll either a 5 or a 6 for this to be effective. But if I really want to get the benefit of it, it needs to be a 6. And you can say that's not worth it. The risk isn't worth it to me.
Sure.
I'll try and do something else. And so you have that option. You're not forced to do these die rolls. Same with the space race. It's like, okay, I need a 3 or lower. Is that worth it this turn to do that? Or is there something more beneficial I can be doing? And so it's a 50% chance. Is that risk worth it? And that, to me, it represents the uncertainty of war. There's no absolutes in war. Everything is going to be...
I get the theme. I'm not saying it's a bad theme. And he will say this over and over again that I hate the game. I do not hate the game.
You should have watched him play it.
Oh man, was it a frustrating game?
He was not enjoying himself.
No, I was not.
That leads me to believe he hated it.
No, but I was not enjoying it because the dice were killing me. And I think I always rolled what I didn't need. It's like, space race, 6. How is that happening?
2, 1.
What the heck? Yeah. And it's like, I only need 2 to take over this African city. And it's like, 1. What? Are you kidding me right now? How is this happening? Like, it was just the most ridiculous bout of bad luck ever. And I think that might have tarnished my opinion about the game. That being said, I understand how this game is so loved. Yeah. This is not a game where I play it and I'm like, how do people love this game? How is this a good game? Like, I
can see the appeal.
This is not my game. This is not a game that I want to play all the time. And there are games out there that are like that. I don't love every game. Mm-hmm. I don't love this game. I'll play it. If I have 3 hours, I'll sit down and I'll play this game. But
maybe he'll play it.
Right. It's not. See. And here's the other thing. I can't even play this with my wife. No. She'll hate this game. There's nothing about this game that is appealing to her.
Yeah, it appeals to a particular crowd.
It does.
But the crowd that it appeals to loves it.
Yes, and I see why. The area control works so well. The card play is great. Card play is
fantastic.
I hate the dice.
Yeah.
I want to throw those dice into a lake, drop a nuke into the lake, and then bury the lake.
That sounds like another Cold War.
That's well, I don't really think that's very cold. Dropping nukes, that's pretty...
to a lake.
They did it with Godzilla, and look at how that turned out.
Anyways, it's a fantastic game. It's maybe not one that you want to purchase. I played it before I purchased it, and I knew that I wanted it.
Definitely play it.
Definitely.
I wanted to like this game.
It's a game that, like you said, it's almost 2 to 3 hours per play, and the learning games will be longer.
Even playing this game, I think the choices that you have are going to drag the game out.
They're painstaking. Yeah, when you got a hand of 9 cards, and you're trying to sort out the best order in which to play them, while you're reacting to the board state as things change, it can be a little bit demanding. And
this is a min-maxing game. I mean, every card that you play has to have a purpose. Otherwise,
it's benefiting your opponent.
You just wasted a turn. Hey, look, you wasted another turn. Oh, look, now you're 8 turns behind, and you have to try to catch up. And that can play the game first. There's an app. I want to say it's like $9.99.
I think it's $10. Yeah.
I think I got it for $1.99.
Ooh.
Yeah. Haven't played it yet.
Nope. Probably never will now.
No, I just don't play nearly as many board games apps as I would like.
Yeah. But anyways, if you get the chance to play it, someone offers you the opportunity, I would take them up on it. Just be prepared, you'll probably lose. It definitely rewards...
It rewards multiple plays for sure, unless you're this
guy. I'm 3-0, baby. It's the only game I can say that about.
Challenge him!
Only game I can say that about.
It's the only reason he loves it so much.
No.
The second he loses, he goes, this game is stupid!
Stupid, die! Yeah.
Wow. No. I wasn't going that far.
No. We win or lose by a die roll. But anyways, Twilight Struggle, it's a classic.
It is. It's a good game.
Check it out.
It's not a game that I enjoy, but it's a good game.
Will you enjoy it? Tell us in the comments.
Tell us, yeah. And like us, share us, comment us, subscribe us. Those are all real sentences.
And verbs.
Also follow us on social media. Thanks, guys. See ya.